Coordination is connecting words, phrases, clauses, and sentences in order to give them equal emphasis or importance. Clauses connected by coordination are called main clauses or coordinate clauses, and a sentence with two or more main clauses connected by coordination is called a compound sentence. Coordination is the most common way of connecting messages in English, and it provides a smooth pace, rhythm, and flow in speech and writing. In order to connect clauses or sentences using coordination, we need one or more of the coordinating connectors, or more technically, coordinating conjunctions. In most languages, the list of the coordinating conjunctions is quite short. In English, these conjunctions are and, nor, or, but, yet, so, and for. It is a good idea to memorize the list of the coordinating conjunctions, and the best way is to use a mnemonic device. A mnemonic device is a tool we use to memorize information and remember it later. To remember the list of the coordinating conjunctions in English, we can put the initial letters of the conjunctions together to form the phrase fanboys. F for, A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, and S for so. We can use this phrase anytime we need one of the coordinating conjunctions. Now, let's look at these conjunctions in sentences. Arthur played the guitar and May danced. She didn't quit her job, nor was she fired. We can go hiking this week, or we can stay at home and watch TV. Michelle wants to go to the beach, but John wants to go camping. She studied really well, yet she didn't pass the exam. We were tired after the long meeting, so we went home. He must have done well on the test, for he is quite happy. Now, look at the sentences again and notice the following. Firstly, in both sentences on both sides of the coordinating conjunctions, there are subjects and verbs, even if we have the same subject. Secondly, the coordinating conjunction is used only between two clauses or sentences, and it is not possible to start a compound sentence with a coordinating conjunction. Next, we use a comma before the conjunction in writing, especially in academic or formal writing. Finally, remember that each conjunction expresses a different meaning, so we should be familiar with the meanings of these conjunctions. And this is the topic we're going to discuss next. The first conjunction we're going to consider is the most famous one, the conjunction and. This conjunction is used in three different ways. In the first use, we use and to add statements together. It connects two messages that are related in some way. For example, Tom cooked the lunch and Lisa looked after the children. Anna plays the piano and her sister sings. In its second use, it connects a cause to its effect, showing one thing causing another thing. For example, Peter lied to his girlfriend and now she will not believe him. In the third use, and expresses the idea of condition. When we use and to express condition, the first sentence is usually an imperative, and the second after and is a simple future or another imperative. For example, keep coming to work late and you'll be fired soon. Fill out the form online and we'll send you a free gift. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and enjoy hours of fun and learning. Notice that like all sentences connected by coordination, we have subjects and verbs on both sides. In case of imperative sentences, you may not see a subject, but the subject you is implied. We also have a comma before the conjunction, and we are using different meanings of the conjunction based on what we need to say. The next conjunction we will look at is the conjunction nor. This conjunction is similar to and because it is used to add two ideas together like the conjunction and. But the difference is that we use nor to connect two negative statements. For example, I don't expect my employees to be late to work, nor do I expect to be disobeyed. The tourist couldn't speak English, nor could she understand anything I said. Notice that like any other sentence in which we use coordination, we have subjects and verbs on both sides, and we use a comma before the conjunction. But one feature specific to nor is that after this conjunction we need inversion. Inversion is a specific structure we use in English for different purposes. In inversion, we use the auxiliary verb, verbs like do, did, must, may, and can, or sometimes the main verb before the subject of the sentence in certain situations. Actually, you already know how to form and use inversion. This is the structure you use in most English questions. Now, look at the sentences we have here, and notice that after nor, we have inversion. You have an auxiliary verb before the subject in both examples. We use or in two different ways. Firstly, we use this conjunction in order to express choices or possibilities. For example, you can do the job yourself, or I can ask Michelle to help you. In its second use, or expresses a condition, usually when we're giving a warning. In such sentences, we have an implied condition before or, and after or, we have the result of that condition. For example, put on your jacket or you'll catch a cold. Notice that in this use, or is similar to otherwise, which can also be used in conditional sentences. In our example, the first statement, put on your jacket, implies a condition, and the second statement gives the result of this condition. So the sentence means, if you don't put on your jacket, you'll catch a cold. Now the condition is more obvious. Also notice that like the other coordinating conjunctions, there are subjects and verbs in both statements, and we add a comma before or in writing. In our example, it seems that the first statement, the condition, has no subject. But notice that this is an imperative, and in imperatives, the subject you is implied, but not mentioned. The next two conjunctions we're going to discuss in this lesson are related conjunctions so and for. We use both of these conjunctions to express a reason-result relationship, but they work in opposite orders. When we use the conjunction so, the first statement expresses the reason and the second the result. But when we use the conjunction for, the first statement expresses the result and the second is our reason. Actually, the conjunction for is very similar to the famous subordinating conjunction because. But for and because have two main differences. The first is that because is a subordinating conjunction, and we're going to look at subordination in detail in future lessons. The second difference is that the conjunction for is formal and we usually use it in more formal use of language. Now, let's look at some examples. Examples for the conjunction so. Remember, with this conjunction, we give the reason first, before so, and then we provide the result after so. Mary was really hungry, so she made herself a sandwich. It was cold and windy outside, so they stayed at home that evening. Notice that in these sentences, we give the reasons in the first statement for the results we give in the second. Now, some examples for the conjunction for. I passed the exam with flying colors, for I had studied hard for it. The engine wouldn't start, for the battery had died. Notice that in these sentences with the conjunction for, first we're introducing the results, and after for, we're giving the reasons. Also, remember that like any other sentence in which we put ideas together using coordination, with so and for, we have subjects and verbs on both sides. We add a comma before so and for in writing, and we follow the logical order of reason and result with these conjunctions.
Did you enjoy it? Then subscribe, like, comment and share. Thanks for joining us.